A-Geeks movie page, Geeks and Gaming. This is Michael. I want to talk to you about The Mummy. I'd seen it a few days ago. I was meaning to do a quick review. I was meaning to do that, and also got to do a video on Tyson v. Holyfield, The Bite. I won the tickets a few days before the movie had came out. Tuesday was the special sneak preview that I won tickets from. Sports Talk Radio here in Sacramento gave me free tickets, so I went to go see it with some family members, and we waited in line for like an hour or two. We went in, got our tickets, and the showing was in 3D. I didn't know it was going to be in 3D, but I just figured okay, because it kind of stinks having to put the 3D glasses over these. I don't have contact lenses, so I thought it was cool because this is the start of the Dark Universe that Universal wants to do with their monster movies. Not calling it the Universal Monsters, they're calling it the Dark Universe. So Universal logo comes up, turns around, Dark Universe. Because they want to do this one. They also want to start Bride of Frankenstein, which comes out on Valentine's Day 2019, and then Invisible Man. They already got their stars. They got Javier Bardem as Frankenstein's monster, or as I call him, Frankenstein. And they also got Johnny Depp playing the Invisible Man, Claude Rains' character. No word on who's going to play Dracula. Everybody wants Michael Fassbender, but do what you can. Anyways, I want to talk to you about the movie, and I also want to talk about the negative press it's been getting. First, let's talk about the movie. The movie is nothing but a popcorn film. This isn't. It's just, to me, I think everybody's taking this movie too deep. It's not supposed to be La La Land. It's not supposed to be The Reverend. It's not supposed to be Moonlight. It's just a popcorn summer movie. A lot of people are still sacrilegious to the whole Brendan Fraser movie. In fact, I even heard that the people were posting petitions online to get Brendan Fraser to be in this movie, and he said, "I don't want to do it. That's Tom's movie. I did my movie. I'm fine. I love them and I thank him, but this is Tom Cruise's movie. My movie came and went, and I'm done. So, let Tom do his thing." So if Brendan Fraser says that this isn't his movie, let Tom Cruise do his thing, that's a telltale sign. Get over it. So, to me, I thought the movie was okay. Because a lot of people are dogging it. I'm like, guys, this isn't Transformers The Last Night. It's not that bad. Or King Arthur, for that matter. But, Rotten Tomatoes has their pitchforks, and they want to do this. Which is funny, because the thing is, like, everybody wants to go see this movie, but Rotten Tomatoes wants to do this. While Rotten Tomatoes, on the other hand, says that It Comes at Night is a great movie, but the audience is like, man, that movie sucks. So that lets you know what people think. Don't always trust critics. And, you want to trust me, cool. But, I'm just an everyday average Joe. I just want to see a movie because I want to see it. I'm not some hipster butthole who thinks that, oh, La La Land is the best movie of all time, and this and that. No. If you like a movie, you like a movie, and that's that. I'm not going to argue with you about it, There are movies I like. I like Suicide Squad, and people think I'm, nuts. I was like, what was your favorite summer movie? Ghostbusters. I would love to roast that guy, but I'm not gonna. Anyways, the movie's about, takes place in modern time. A soldier, Sergeant Nick Morton, played by Tom Cruise, and his partner Chris, played by New Girl's Jake Johnson, are in Mesopotamia, which technically is now known as Iraq. They are taking out some insurgents, and they're there to find something. Instead, they go in with Scar machine guns and accidentally start a firefight with these guys. So Chris calls in an air support, and it blows them out of the water, and they run for the hills. Unfortunately, what they didn't realize is that the airstrike also blew a gigantic crater in the middle of the town that they're in, and they find a mummy tomb, So that's the irony. A lot of people are nitpicking. Well, it's like, well, Brendan Fraser, Evie, and Jonathan went to this town. Went to the City of the Dead to find this tomb. Tom Cruise calls in an airstrike and blows up, half a town. Like, oh, look, there's a mummy tomb. Okay, by sheer coincidence. It is what it is. So, both the soldiers, their general, played by Courtney B. Vance from The People vs. O.J., Johnny Cochran, and the doctor, Dr. Jenny Halsey, played by Annabelle Wallace, go inside this tomb. But the thing is, the tomb is actually a prison, meant to keep somebody in, not get them out. Nick, being the dumb American, whips out his handgun, shoots one of the ropes keeping it in the keeping the tomb that's actually liquefied in quicksilver out, and just said, "Okay, we got ourselves a tomb. Let's get it out of here post haste." Unfortunately, he just unleashed the mummy. So, with his friend Chris being possessed, and with him killing the general, Nick shoots Chris. Unfortunately, 1,000 ravens come and destroy the plane they're on. Everybody dies except for everybody dies. Nick grabs Jenny a parachute, gets her out of the plane, but he ends up staying behind. An hour later, Nick wakes up naked in a morgue, wondering what happened to him. While he sees the ghost of Chris telling him he's cursed. Which is funny because you see Chris and he's dead. He's got one missing eye and the other eye's there. It's kind of like a little wink to American Werewolf in London. So while this is happening, Nick is told by Jenny that the tomb belonged to a princess named Princess Amamet, who was going to be the future queen of Egypt and follows a pharaoh. However, when the father had a son with another one of his wives, Amamet knew that the son would inherit everything. So she made a deal with Set, the god of war, to give her immense power so she can take over the kingdom. So in exchange, she gets a human body. Set gets a human body. So, armed with a knife with a jewel-encrusted dagger, she kills her whole family. But in exchange, while trying to sacrifice a human body for Set to come through, a human vessel, if you would, the guards capture Amamet, and the guy runs away, and Amamet is mummified for her crimes and set into this thing. We're told in story mode by Russell Crowe, who we find out later is actually Dr. Henry Jekyll, who runs a government-run program called Paradigm, where they investigate monsters. And it's kind of like he's the linchpin to this dark universe. He's the Nick Fury, if you would. Speaking of Nick, Tom Cruise Nick realizes that he's been chosen by Amamet to be her vessel, that there's no escaping it. He's going to be sacrificed whether he likes it or not. So Nick and Jenny race against time to figure out how do we stop Princess Amamet before she destroys all of London. Going back to what I was saying with the critics have been unfair with this film. I think, I liked what I saw. These guys were digging too much. Too many of these guys are saying it's the worst Tom Cruise movie ever. And I was like, that's not fair and that's not true. Lions for Lambs holds up that title of being the worst Tom Cruise movie ever. To me, again, this is just a popcorn film. It's nothing deep. It's not nothing bad. If the movie underperforms, it is what it is. I don't think this is going to hurt Tom Cruise's career. He's doing Mission Impossible 6 right now. So, that's going to come out and save his career once again. It did before. And he's also doing Edge of Tomorrow 2. I refuse to call it Live, Die, Repeat, and Repeat. It's Edge of Tomorrow 2. So, it's not like his career is going to hurt. It may hurt the Dark Universe with what they want to do, but again, not everybody can be Marvel. Tom Cruise is Tom Cruise. You can't take anything away from him. Jake Johnson, I thought, did a fantastic job as a comic relief, the undead comic relief. Annabelle Wallace, this is the first movie I've ever seen her in. She's done a few things. She was okay playing the Evie, or the female protagonist, the one who kind of knows the answer. Russell Crowe was fantastic, and he gets to play two different roles. I'm not going to give it away, but I thought he was fantastic playing this. And it's not every day you get to see Tom Cruise and Russell Crowe do scenes together. Even though he's really Australian, he plays the British doctor in this movie, so still he's able to pull it off. And that was it. Sophie Botella, who plays the mummy, which I thought was cool, they went with a female instead of Emotep. It was just fantastic. She did her own stunts, from what I heard. She's a dancer, and she was in this, Kingsman, Star Trek Beyond. She's going to be in Atomic Blonde with Charlize Theron. Not bad for a gal who was just a hip-hop dancer and ended up becoming an actress. So, I personally had no problems with it, other than the 3D glare part. The movie to me was just, I came with no expectations, and I was, I love the effects, the infamous face in the sand that they do in all the movies. I'm like, dude, all of them are gonna do that. Brendan Fraser did it in both films, so they're gonna do it in this one. That's a given. So this one, there wasn't, this one wasn't about them getting machine guns and going to war with the mummy. It was just them trying to survive and escape, do what they can, because there are two different tone of movies. One was them in the 1930s Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark type, where their hero was gunslinging Rick O'Connell. On this one, soldier of fortune, kind of greedy, anything for a buck, protagonist. So, if you want to go see it, go see it. I recommend it. It's good, worth a shot. Again, the critics are just all gung ho about, isn't this? Again, not every movie's gonna be Titanic, Avatar, La La Land, or The Reverend, or Birdman. So that's all I can say about that. Thanks, guys. Bye.